this, the Division 1 final, and the Division 1 sponsored by 305 Squash, the actual North West Counties Grand Final sponsored by CR Solutions, GSK and Squash Skills, so thank you very much for them. It all comes down to this, so let's waste no time in bringing our first team onto court. So first up, we're going to introduce the Crew Vagrants players, and we'll start off with the number 5 player, Dan Bradley. You can pick which side you want to go. Have a little look at that trophy, could be yours by the end of today. Okay, and first up for Alderley Edge, we've got Steve Flanagan. Slightly clashing on the kit front, but that's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so number 4 for Crew, Nathan Cole. And he will be up against number 4 for Alderley Edge. He's looking forward to this. It's Richard Ingle. And number 3 for Crew Vagrants, Jack Turney. And he will be facing Mike Potter. And now the number 2 strings, both captains. First up for Crew, Ollie Hudson. And for Alderley Edge, their captain, Ollie Harris. And now to the number 1 strings for Crew Vagrants, their number 1 player, world ranked 112, Jan van den Herenwegen. And he is facing the world number 194, Harry Faulkner. Okay, so the order for this match will be 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. Massive match. I hope you all get behind all your players. Good luck, guys. I don't know if you want a quick photo. I'll jump out of the way. The two captains stare off. No smiling though, no smiling. Serious stuff. At least Ollie's got chewing gum in there, so he should have nice breath at least. Okay, our first match will be between the number 5s of each team, and they'll be coming on pretty soon, so wait for that one. got a slight little delay as eagle-eyed spectator spotted. It is a 17-inch tin at the moment because the pros have just been practicing, and I'm not sure the league players fancy the 17-inch tin, so we're going to try and raise it to a 19-inch tin, and hopefully that won't take too long. Okay folks, we've got a bit of an update on the tin. Unfortunately, or fortunately for some, we can't actually change it, so you guys are going to have to play on the 17-inch tin. Means hopefully you'll hit less errors, but it might be a bit harder to get some shots back. They can't change it because of the branding will be affected for the PSA event later tonight. So hopefully you can make the most of it. So our number 5 strings should be ready. First up from Crew, let's welcome Dan Bradley. And he is up against Steve Flanagan. have been given a few little stats on these guys. So first up, we've got Dan there from the crew on the right-hand side. Now Dan's apparently a mainstay of the crew side. He's won 6 matches, lost 8, and he can be relied on when pressure builds. So we'll soon find out about that. He's had some great performances this season so far against Oscar Beach, Lucas Hughes, and he beat James Biggles when they last met over the edge. So that's Dan Bradley, everyone. And he's up against, looks like a bit of a tricky left-hander, Steve Flanagan from over the edge. He's coming in here with 14 wins and just 5 losses, so pretty decent, a very good season for him. He usually features in the 3rd team, so this is a pretty big step up for Steve today. Let's hope he rises to the occasion. He's a very hard worker apparently, and everyone loves to try, so let's give him a cheer. Steve Flanagan! Your referee for this will be Josh Garvey.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at the National Squash Centre in Manchester, which is hosting its first ever standalone women's silver event this week. And we do have the quarterfinals of that coming up later this evening. But that is not all, folks. We've got an extra treat for you. We're bringing you live and exclusive the Division 1 Northwest Counties Grand Final. And it is Alderley Edge against the Crewe Vagrants. To tell you a little bit more about the event and the matches coming up on the glass court, I'm going to hand over to my co-commentator, Josh Taylor. Morning, Josh.
Hi, Vanessa. Nice to join you today. Yeah, this is our first ever Grand Final. It was a new concept for this year, and obviously we've tried to support the Manchester Open and the event running alongside it. It's hopefully going to provide quite a nice spectacle, this. All the outside courts are full with our playoff finals. From Division 5 to Division 2. They're all underway and some battles going on as we speak. But here we've got the number 5s for our first Division final. Both progressed from the 2 semi-finals. Both played good games, actually. One at Alderley Edge and Crewe winning away at Bowden to get into the final here today.
They're going straight in. Thankfully, they're wearing nice contrasting colours to make it easier for us.
We've got the fantastic orange there of Alderley. If it just stands out enough, but
thankfully, Dan Bradley for Crewe has got his name on his shirt. Dan the man, he's the mainstay of the Crewe side. He's very good under pressure, I'm told. So maybe you should have put him on last. He's had 6 wins, 8 losses so far. And he's up against Steve Flanagan, playing for Alder Liège, in the slightly more orangey red t-shirt. He's racked up 14 wins, just 5 losses so far this season, so that's a pretty decent win rate. He's usually a third team player though, so this is a step up for him in level, playing in the first division.
Yeah, unfortunately, Alderley had their middle order wiped out due to players away with work and other commitments, showing the true amateur nature of this league. But I'm sure Steve will make the most of this opportunity.
Nifty little cross-court drop here. Whoop. And they are playing on a low tin, which they won't be used to, I'm sure, and a glass court. Thankfully, it's quite a lively glass court.
Nice little hold there from Dan the Man.
Nice.
I've got a feeling a bit of tennis technique coming out from Steve. He's got the little hold on the backhand going, and the very much a flat forehand.
Steve the lefty.
Certainly effective though. They're blasting it into the front of his on his forehand side.
Oh, roll it in with the top spin, why don't you?
Hope none of the juniors are watching that. Top spin tennis technique. Decent start here from Steve. There's quite a discrepancy in the two levels of play if you look across the course of the season and on the old squash levels.
So on paper, this should be a reasonably comfortable win for Bradley, so for Crew Vagrants, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Slightly nervous start, possibly, for Dan Bradley.
Maybe caught out by the lower tin, and
he's getting caught out by the top spin.
That's a lob post punished there by Dan the Man.
Oh,
nice little
pirouette.
spin.
Nice. Well, he's absolutely bossing it from the middle of the court. Oh, that was a chance for the underdog to get some game balls. Nice. Use that low tin.
Just looking to tire a little bit, Steve, here, I think.
He's breathing quite hard.
Oh, struggling to replicate the topspin drop again there.
Yeah, it's tough to be consistent with that shot. The score's not correct there, it is 9-all.
beautiful line hit there for the follow-up.
Nice, good lift.
Rally there.
Nice lift and then followed up with the cross court. So Flanagan earns himself a game ball. Chance for Alder the Edge to take a lead. No, didn't read that one.
There's quite some faces coming from Steve here in the back end of this first game. He's definitely come out of the traps very quickly. Interesting to see how he deals as he heads into the second.
Game ball for Bradley, for Crew, tight. Well straightened, great shot.
Likes that spin out the front, Vanessa. The second one there. Little pirouette on the way out. Oh no.
Gonna have to pace himself a little bit. I think Flanagan. This could be a one-game wonder otherwise.
Oh.
So second game ball for Bradley. I think any drop shot might do it. Oh, nice shot.
Teasing lob, wasn't it? Oh! Oh!
Loving the lift. Yeah, well played. So Dan Bradley takes that first game, 14-12. Crew Vagrants leading by 1 game to love.
So Steve Flanagan coming out to an absolutely cracking first game there. Really racing ahead, putting 110% in, but flashes of brilliance with the topspin drop. Not technically proficient, but certainly effective. It's Dan, though, that started to fight his way into the first game, settled into the glass court environment and the 17-inch tin. Found his way into the game and made full use of his eventual second game ball. Let's take this first game. Be interested to see what Steve's got to offer as he comes back on here.
So Crew kicks off the second game. I think he did significant damage in that first to Flanagan. He's looking a little bit worse for wear at the end of that game.
Be interested if Flanagan flops here in the second, but
Seems to be enjoying that low tin. Won quite a lot of rallies around the front.
nice little whip on this deep forehand as well. It's certainly found his own way of playing.
It's unreadable.
Don't think we've ever had a highlights reel of just topspin drops from the forehand.
Yeah, there's a bit of topspin on every shot.
This is where I expect Dan to come through. I mean, he is Mr. Consistent in league. He's very strong, fit boy in the lower order. He's had some good wins this year, Vanessa. He's taken out a couple of the youngsters, caught them out a little bit. Oscar Beach went down to him. Lucas Hughes as well.
Do you play in this league, Josh?
Yeah, I play for the Northern. So yeah, we just missed out on the playoffs, the semi-finals this year. Had a great start to the league, and then we petered off as the season went on.
You play on one?
I play at 3.
All right.
So we've got quite a strong team actually. Julian Tomlinson, Charlie Cowie, myself, and Julianne plays below me as well. So it depends on their guys' PSA commitments as to how strong we are.
So quite a few girls playing in the league.
Yeah, we've got Emily Whitlock, Laura Mazzaro's played a few games this year. Julianne plays as much as she's around. Tesney as well has played in the past, so we've got some quite good Ellie Tomlinson as well, some high profile girls playing in particularly in the first division. And down the league, I think Rachel Chadwick plays in second division for her local club as well. So
yeah, they can be really crucial, the leagues, for the professional players to get matches in during the season.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we've got a lot of top pros that come into the league. Across the course of the season, we've seen some really great matches. We've had Adrian Waller and Chris Simpson's played, and Nick Matthew has been down on a team sheet but had to pull out due to injury, so we were close to having Nick playing. Nafiz Adnan Wan plays for Warrington as well. Number 1.
Well, the error's starting to flow from Flanagan. Bradley starting to pull away, and another one. Went for the top spin backhand. So another error gives Bradley 6 game balls to take a 2-love lead. Oh, nice. Flicky little cross court. The unusual technique makes him quite difficult to read, actually, quite deceptive.
He certainly caught Dan out quite a few times, hasn't he? On this forehand, it's could go anywhere.
There we have it. Fatigue from the first game taking its toll, so Dan Bradley takes that second game in 6 minutes, 11-6, and the Crewe Vagrants lead 2-0.
So it's expected a little bit of a turn of the tide after that flying start from Steve. We thought that Dan might start to pull away, as he did look like the lungs had been hit slightly. Dan very consistent, nudging away. Putting the ball in good areas and putting Steve's interesting technique under a bit more pressure in that second game. So Vanessa, if you're in Steve Flanagan's corner in between games, what would your advice be? Here, 2 down in this.
Just go out like an absolute rocket and try and get as many points on the board while you're feeling fresh early on in the game. I think it's going to be tough in the long haul. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. He absolutely gave everything in that first game. You've got maybe the slightly nervous energy with that, which absolutely eats away at you, doesn't it? It's tough to recover. Bradley looking fresh as a daisy.
He's looked very good from the middle of the court, Steve.
Yeah, he's got to keep hitting those shots in. He's really quite deceptive with it. Maybe just pick his moments a bit more wisely as he's starting to fatigue.
Do you reckon a bit of a serve volleyer on the tennis court, I reckon, Steve?
Yeah, exactly.
Good technique here. I can chip it up and then push up around the middle.
Yeah, keep using that lift. Give yourself a bit of time to recover.
Oh.
And then go for it. Unleash.
I don't know if any of these are eligible for Shot of the Month, but there's been a couple of flashes of brilliance from Steve.
The flying backhand volley at the end of the previous game was pretty decent.
Unfortunately, for every good one, there's a bad one.
That is nice lift. Beauty.
The other thing that people struggle with when they come and play on this glass court with the white ball and the lights is when those lobs going up tend to lose the ball a little bit if they're not used to it.
Oh God, yeah, it's really difficult if you're not used to it. I doubt these players have had much chance to practice on here.
Nope, 0. In fact, they were asking and they didn't get it.
Well, there is a somewhat more important event coming up later on this evening, so the girls have needed their practice time, I'm afraid. No offence to these guys. So last stand here, far to the edge.
Solid as a rock, Dan, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh. Got called out. Yeah, he looks like he wants to play a bit longer, Bradley. Draw it out a bit.
Savouring every moment here on the glass court.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit more of an attritional player, looks like. Not quite as comfortable around the front. So 3 match balls for Dan Bradley. Nice. He's definitely won the contest of winners. He possibly has won the error contest as well, but there you have it. So Dan Bradley gives 1-love lead to his team, the Crew Vagrants.
Good effort from Steve there. Let's hear it one more time for Steve Flanagan. chat after that and good start for your team.
Dan's trying to do a runner.
He wasn't told about that.
After you,
Let's hear
chat
from
on the team.
Dan Bradley and our MC, Jenny
No
Duncalf.
need to look so scared. Dan, well done. Tight in the first game, pushed on but a little bit edgy towards the end there.
Yeah, a little bit. Bottled it a little bit at the end. But you know, when you can see the ball a bit better, I decided to try and make a few good lengths.
And how did you find the glass court? Have you played on one before?
No, I've never played on it before, so it took a little time to get used to.
Do you like it? Would you like to play on it again?
Yeah, definitely like to get used to it, yeah.
Good, well you've done well for your team. Let's hear it for Dan from Crewe. Okay, so the fourth strings are up next. They look like they're ready to go, I think. So we're 1-0 up on Crewe's
It's a great
side.
performance
So
there
let's
from Dan the
welcome
man.
From all the
Very
edge,
solid.
Richard
After
Ingle.
a great start from Steve Flanagan. He countered it, dealt with it, and then came flying through in the second and the third.
And please welcome
A little
his
bit of a
opponent,
late
Nathan
flourish from
Cole.
Steve in this third game. Tried everything, 110% to come back into the match, but he didn't have enough. It was Dan that was Mr. Consistent.
Okay, so
Find his
no,
corners,
straight
find his
on with
length.
our next
Eventually
match.
got the win.
First up, we've got Richard Ingle in the
Crewe lead.
fluorescent Oldley Edge colours.
1-0.
He
So
is
number 4
Oldley
strings
Edge's
coming up next.
chairman,
Richard
and he
Ingle
is man
for
of the court
Alderley
leader,
Edge
the owner
against
of
Nathan
Court
Cole
Net.
for Crewe
And
Ravens.
lead sponsor, he also sponsors lots of events around this area. Now, I have been told that the team was short, apparently. Rest assured, he has just been a last-minute call-up. He was quick to tell me that himself, so I think he's trying to get the pressure off himself. But I reckon he's secretly very much looking forward to this appearance. And he's had 10 wins and 4 losses this season, so a pretty good record. But apparently, his appearances are usually in the middle order of Division 2. So again, a nice step up for him today. So let's hope he's going to be a super for Alderley Edge. Let's hear for Richard Ingle. He's up against Nathan Cole of Crewe. He's had just the 3 wins this season, but he has had some strong showings up the order, taking games off the chairman of the Royal Councils League, Josh Taylor, and also PSA player Emily Whitlock. He was a strong junior back in the day, and he's returned to the game just recently as an improving player for Crewe. He's got a deceptive technique and not textbook, apparently. So it's very effective in the corners, and we're supposed to be looking out for some very killer flicks. So no pressure, Nathan, but we'd like to see some very good flicks and deceptive shots, please. So let's hear it for Nathan Cole. Your referee for this one will be Steve Nichols.
Northwest County's grand final match.
So Richard Ingle for Alderley Edge, kicking off this 4th string match. He needs a win for his team to level up. Who would be expected to win this one then, Josh?
I think Nathan is a strong favourite again in this tie. He's quite a nice player, Richard, but I don't think he's quite got the engine to take on Nathan. Ooh. He's quite a deceptive player to play, Nathan. He's got an interesting little flat forehand again, actually, that's very hard to read. He's got quite a lot of options off his flat racket face, top spins as well. Just like Steve we've had before.
Getting the tin there.
Was a good junior, Nathan. Played high level and then had, I believe, a back injury, and he's come back to playing this year and flown up in the crew order. Had the pleasure of playing him twice earlier on in the season, Vanessa.
Oh yeah, I've got that down in his little biog. He played against you and Emily Whitlock. Lost, but good, put on a good performance.
Yeah, he was. I found him tricky to play. Really struggled with reading the flat forehand actually on a couple of times I played him.
So he played quite a lot in juniors, did he? And then disappeared for a while and came back.
So I believe he had a back injury, and Ollie, the captain of crew, dragged him out for this season, and he's got better as the season's gone on, and he's played a bit more and eased himself back into the sport.
Richard Ingle for Alderley Edge. He's the chairman at Alderley Edge. He's also the court care owner and the league sponsor. This is actually his first appearance in Division 1. He's usually a Division 2 player, but he's done very well in that division. 10 wins against 4 losses. But again, playing up a level slightly here.
Done your research there, Vanessa.
He'll be a little bit. Would he be a little bit more used to the glass court? Because he's actually he was a court builder, wasn't he? I remember he used to travel around on tour a bit, Richard.
Yeah, I mean he looks after all the courts around here locally. Looks after the courts here, in fact. He has played on the glass a little bit more than most of these players, I think. So will be his advantage early doors.
He'll need his courtcraft against his somewhat younger and possibly slightly fitter opponent.
Yeah, definitely. He's made a good start here. 5-all. Match Nathan point for point.
And out 6-5.
Does give back to sport a lot, Richard, actually, locally. He sponsored the Northern Open as well. It's just gone. Just down the road. Another women's event on the PSA Tour in Manchester. Nice hold there from Nathan on the volley. Turning it around the corner.
Just edging ahead in this first game. Didn't read that one. Oh, nice. It was a good bow in from Ingle, but Cole read it. Lovely little counter drop.
Forehand smash off the serve there from Richard.
Yeah. Nice.
Bring out that boast again. Catching Nathan on his heels. Oh, dynamic movement there from Richard.
Ooh, I thought that stayed in. So 3 game balls for Crew. Ooh.
8-10.
Little reverse post.
So Nathan Cole takes that first game for Crew. 11-8, 6-minute game. And Crew lead 1 game to love.
Both players edging point by point in the start. Fairly level. Richard settling in quite nicely to the glass court environment. No surprise to Mr. Court Care himself. This game pushed on. Nathan started to settle. Found his lines a little bit better. Some beautiful little holds. Flicks around on the volley. Takes it one game to love. Good leave there from Richard. Takes his first point here in this second game. Certainly need a performance above his level to find his way into this match, I feel. A little bit of a difference between the two players. Pushing 2-player typically, and Richard up against Nathan.
Well, Ingle seemed to pace himself a little bit more than his teammate Flanagan in the first match, who gave absolutely everything in the first and didn't have much left.
Well, I hope he paced himself, Vanessa, otherwise the cliff will be very far down.
Yeah, nice drop.
Got quite a classical technique, Richard.
Yeah, it's quite steady. Just not quite able to follow up when he's taking the ball in short. Needs the out-and-out winners, really. Especially crucial to follow up when you take the ball in short on the glass court, especially with the lower tin.
I think Richard was after a very club player let there, but
nice. slotted it.
4-6.
That was well and truly put away.
Bit lucky there, Ingle. Yeah, it's a nice dying length. Oh, another forehand, just flattened. Not much margin for error with that shot.
8-6.
Richard just starting to show signs of a little bit of fatigue.
Yeah, he is. And it's 4 game balls, make that 3 for Crew. So Nathan Cole taking that second game for Crew, 11-7, just a 4-minute game, and they are leading 2 games to love in this 4th string match.
Certainly not messing around here. Quick fire 4-minute game. It's Nathan that came out well, got himself a nice lead. Richard's starting to show some flashes of brilliance around the middle of the court. Some beautiful finishes, particularly on the forehand. It was then, as the game studied out, Nathan that got himself game balls. He misused one, but it was the second that was put away. Finds himself 2 games to love up.
Well, it's looking tough for Ingle now and for Alderley Edge. I feel like he maybe needed one of those first couple of games.
Certainly have created an uphill battle, but the sport has shown this week uphill battles are possible to overturn.
That is true. Cole just been making the court a little bit too large for Ingle. Yeah. Low tin, even though it's only 2 inches, it really does make a huge difference for players that aren't used to it. And that's exaggerated again by the glass court.
Nice little shots there from Richard. Nice follow-up volley and then pushed in for nice little work from the court again. Oh! Could have hit it anywhere but that.
Is he allowed to be tricked by me?
Oh! Nice little breeze there in the backhand corner. So missed the fly swat.
Oh dear, it's all going horribly wrong.
5-2.
Nice, perfectly weighted. Oh, a few very wayward shots there. Cole doesn't want it. He's absolutely disgusted with his length.
I'll put away as well.
Have to be a bit careful here now.
This is what we want. This is what the crowd wants.
And now 6-5.
Disgusted with himself there, Richard. Quite a scowl. It wasn't the ref's fault.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, the speed and the retrieval from Cole.
Tricky little flick that. Well caught off, but covered off by Richard though.
6-7.
Staying in touching distance.
He is, he's just getting the odd quick rally in.
Now 8-6.
Keeping him in touch on the scoreboard. Cole 2 points clear though.
Select 8-6.
Oh,
Couldn't get a hold of that one.
7-8.
Just being a little bit complacent around the front, Cole. He's sort of floating the ball in, leaving it sitting up. It's a stroke. Gone a bit walkabout here, Cole, hasn't he?
he's tried to go exhibition style without the exhibition shots. He's not careful, he could find himself at 2-1 rather than giving his team the 2-love lead.
Nice.
Oh,
Two beautiful shots to save his skin. So single match ball through Vagrants.
got the fishing rod out, he's looking for the stroke there, Richard.
Yeah, the referees were onto him.
Certainly not catching the bait. Ooh, a little jump.
That'll be too good. So well played. Good effort from Richard Ingle. Didn't let him pull away in that third game. But it is the Crew Vagrants and Nathan Cole that take that fourth string match. 3-love, 11-8, 11-7, 11-9. Crew Vagrants leading 2 matches now. And Nathan Cole going to speak to our MC, Jenny
Well
Duncalf.
done, Nathan, nice 3-love win. Happy with that one?
Yeah, it was good. We've played many times before over the years, me and Richard, so I kind of knew what it was about. But yeah, it's good. It's good to be on this court as well.
And apparently you're a really good junior. You definitely look like you've played a fair bit, but I'm told you're just returning to the game. Is that right?
Yeah, I played national level when I was under 17s, under 19s, and I used to play on courts like this, but back injury, retired, so getting back into it, playing socially, just to be back playing.
Good. 2-love up for Crew. You got confidence in your teammates to finish the job?
Don't know actually. I knew me and Dan were on form, but the other 3, it's a toss-up.
Oh well, we'll see how it goes. Thanks. Well played, Nathan Cole. Right then, battle of the captains next. Alderley Edge have got some work to do, 2-0 down. I think our captains and number 2 strings should be ready. So first up from Crewe, let's welcome Ollie Hudson.
So next on court, it's the 2 Ollies.
And let's welcome
Ollie Harris for Alderley Edge.
Ollie Harris.
Ollie Hudson for Crewe. So it's a must-win for Alderley Edge. They're 2-love down.
Okay, so huge match in this grand final now. Alderley Edge need a win to stay in the match. So we've got Ollie Harris from Alderley Edge there on his backhand. He's a club coach at Alderley Edge and the team captain, as we know. He's had a mixed season, winning 10 out of 19 matches. So he's got a lot of squash in him this season already. But he has had a very big win against the world number 39, Julianne Cortese, 3-love back in March. So looks like a very handy player. And he last played Ollie Hudson, losing 3-love in December last year, but he did beat him in the semis of the Cheshire County Close 3-love. So plenty to play for today. He's a former Northwest Junior champion, and he was the runner-up in the Cheshire County Close this year, losing to Andy Whip 3-1. So let's hear it please for Ollie Harris. And now let's find out about the other Ollie Hudson, the Crewe captain and chairman. He's won 6 matches this season and lost 11. He did have a notable win against Laura Massaro, 3-love, in October last year. And then a week later beat her husband, Danny. So he's done the Mazzaro double. And he's also pushed some high-quality players, taking games off the likes of Pat Rooney and Andy Whip. His last match was in the semis, where he lost to the Silver Fox, Peter Bilson, 3-2. So it sounds like he's on good form. So let's hear it for Ollie Hudson. And your referee for this match is the lovely Joss Darby.
So Ollie Harris there on the left of your screen in the orangey red shirt, orange shoes. We'll distinguish them by shoes. He is he's the coach at Alderley Edge, and he's their team captain. Been an up and down season for Harris. He's won 10 out of his 19 matches, so not too bad. His best win this season was against the world number 39, Julianne Cortese, who we saw on court here yesterday in the Manchester Open. He won that match in March. He's a former Northwest Junior champion, and he was the runner-up at the Cheshire County Close this year. His opponent on court there is Ollie Hudson. He's the crew captain and chairman. Hudson has won 6, lost 11 this season. His most notable win was 3-love against Laura Massaro last October. Other wins include Millie Tomlinson and Danny Massaro, and some good performances against the likes of Patrick Rooney and Andy Whipp as well. So it's a must-win for Ollie Harris and the Alderley Edge team, or it will be all over. No pressure.
No pressure at all. That's where you need a captain's performance.
Well, they're both captains, aren't they?
Both captains, both Ollies. I think the captain Ollie will win. Interesting, these two have faced off against each other a couple of times this season. 1-1, both beating each other 3-love. I think.
So who's your money on?
Well, the rumours going around have been that Ollie Hudson in the red for crew has been struggling a little bit in the lead up to this match.
With injury?
Yeah, a bit of injury and illness, I think. And I think for me that puts Ollie Harris on top. So we could see this match start to turn a little. So it's an interesting encounter if it goes down to the number ones next on after.
It's testing first rally. Error from Harris. Second rally, sorry.
I think we're going to be due a couple of long rallies from these two.
Well, if what you said is correct, then the lengthy exchanges should favour Harris. That was a great pickup. Good explosive movement at this time of day. Wow.
Pop my head out in between matches. Vanessa, and the side courts are still in full flow. Big crowds built either side for the other divisions as they come to their conclusion.
So there's, is it 4 or 5 separate matches going on, division finals?
Yeah, we've got Division 5, 4, 3, 2 in the outside courts. All their finals going on. Division 2 final next door to us, actually. It's quite a tight encounter, big little crowd built. Both strong boys, these two. Definitely been hitting the beach weights by the looks of the size of the buys and the tries. I think Ollie Harris will be a little bit more comfortable on the glass court, having played on it as a junior quite a bit.
Yeah, they both look to have settled quite quickly in this court.
Tight shot there. 2-point cushion bill.
Oh! Yeah, I think think he just carried that a bit with the trickle boast. So conceded by Hudson. Draws levels, very little between these two in the early stages of this match.
Strong counter there from Harris. Dynamic movement to the front of the court.
That's a great shot. Hit perfectly into the space. So that's 4 points on the bounce, I think, for Harris. And Hudson just starting to look a little bit fatigued at the end of this game.
Oh!
He's going for it. That one coming off quite nicely.
Quite nicely indeed. Oh, the post, hold. Oh, beautiful rally.
Great rally. Hudson winning it, but these are tough rallies.
Certainly looked a slightly concerned face as he's walking back to set.
Definitely needed to win it, that's for sure. He does look like the slightly better sort of racket technician, Hudson, but it's whether he'll be able to sustain this pace for the duration of the match. Needs this first game, I feel, Hudson. Oh, that's costly.
Oh.
Yeah, lovely finish. Touched that drop in beautifully. Again, though, it's a tough rally. There's some severe movements in there for both players, but definitely looks like it's taking its toll a bit more for Hudson. So Hudson gets himself a game ball. And it's a stroke. So Crew have not dropped a game so far in this exchange. Ollie Hudson taking that first 12-10 in 9 minutes, and Crew leading 1-0.
It was a tough first game, both players coming out, matching each other point for point early doors. A little bit of a run for Ollie in the middle part of the game, for Ollie Harris, rather, but Ollie Hudson had a retort to it, loved it back up and eventually came through winning that 12-10. Be interesting to see how Ollie Hudson deals with quite a tough first game there as he comes out in the second. The rumour mill was saying that he was a little bit off fitness, and potentially that might be where Ollie Harris pulls through if he continue to get tough games like that.
Again, I think Hudson is going to go out hard in this second, try and build himself a lead, and then just hang on for dear life.
Sounds like my part run, that, Vanessa.
See whether Harris has the kind of tactical know-how to recognise that Hudson is physically struggling.
Certainly did just look to be a bit of heaviness in the legs of Hudson. Build-up of some tough rallies. Be interested to see if Harris has got enough here to stay steady enough. Having played both of them this season, Ollie Harris has tended to be either very good or very bad in his games, and quite often within games as well. It's the consistency that sometimes he lacks. Whereas Ollie Hudson's quite a consistent performer. You know what you're going to get with him. So it'll be whether or not Harris is steady enough to get the run of pressure to really get into Hudson's legs and expose potential fitness. I think we saw that in that first game, really. Some really good stuff from Harris, but also a few errors and poorer judgments that let Hudson into it.
Yeah, a little bit of a lack of consistency. Hudson looks like the slightly more astute player.
Beautiful line.
Great line.
Had the line and the length and the weight. Fading off into the backhand.
Yeah, desperate shots. Wasn't on. So 3-point lead for Harris, who's looking in decent nick physically. Hudson just forcing things.
Might be taking a game rest here, Vanessa, and then going for his interval training. I don't know, this is...
Yeah, I don't think he fancies coming back from deficits when he's feeling like this. He needs a lead, so I think this game could be over quite quickly. Not gonna throw too much energy away. Might be beating the 4-minute game here.
be, tell you what, many records set and many flat drop shots captured in the matches so far. What's the quickest game you've ever commentated on?
Might have done a 3-minute.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was though. It's probably someone like Sobi absolutely ripping through a player. She can get people off quickly when she's playing well. Nice. So 5 game balls for Harris to draw level. Be the first game for Alderley Edge.
Just thinking with a 3-minute game, I mean, with 2 minutes between games, the highlights reel would just be replaying it, wouldn't it?
So that squeeze allows Harris to take the second game. So Alderley Edge, Ollie Harris takes that game 11-6, and it's 1-all.
I had a feeling this might happen. Thought Ollie Hudson was carrying something coming into the match, and might have to be very clever with how he goes about structuring his tactics to overcome Ollie Harris. Alderley Edge. It's Ollie Harris that got a good start. And he built a very quick lead, strong lead. A little flourish at the end from Hudson, but really it looked like he was trying to build himself, getting back ready for the third game.
Well, let's see what Ollie Hudson has left here. Again, I think he needs a lead. I think he'll go out hard in the early stages of this game. He had a little bit of a rest in that second.
Yeah, I'd expect to see a response from Hudson here in his third game. We've got some score updates, Vanessa, from some of the divisions. Division 2 next door running off. Rochdale versus Hyde Cricket Club. It's a 2-1 to Rochdale. 1-0 to Rochdale in this encounter, going on next door to us on court 5. There's been some real battles on there.
So that could go down to the wire.
It's looking likely. Steve Gregory, quite a fine performance. Fighting hard currently in the second game.
Any of the matches finished? Or still ongoing?
Yeah, we'll have to send out our reporter to get the other ones coming in. Certainly are big crowds around the side courts.
is not looking great for Hudson. Again, he's just starting to shoot from back in the court.
Oh, it's more than shooting. Unbelievable finish there.
He's going to need quite a few of them, though.
Oh.
How did you get that? Great movement there from Hudson. Nice. Went all out in that rally. He's almost having to take little rests during games now. With the 2 rallies on, a couple of rallies off. Great shot.
A scream from one of the outside courts, I think. Potentially a big win from one of the teams. We'll have to get an update at the end of this game.
Good little run of points here for Hudson as he draws level. Nice. Big push here.
The 2 on, 1 off seems to have gone to 3 on, 1 off, and it seems to be working. Getting a rest rally here.
Yeah, he's going to go for it though, isn't he? He's going to go for it from serve. Get your serve on the side wall, Harris.
Oh, look at that. Complete with a head flick.
Little head fake.
Pose for the camera. Beautiful. Snap, snap.
Oh, unleashed, but hit the tin.
Don't think he could have tried to hit that any harder. Rally. He's working the ball around. Oh, what a guess.
He got it, he got it.
Unbelievable pickup there from Hudson.
He not only got it, but he pushed it tight as well. Look at that. Glued to the side wall. 7-8. Big push now from Hudson. I didn't fancy that one.
Cool. Another flash from the middle of the court.
So 3 game balls for Harris to take a 2-1 lead.
Stay disciplined. Important times here for Alderley Edge.
Oh, be careful. That is not what you want to do against a tired opponent. Oh. So that tin awarding Harris the 3rd game.
Okay, folks, well, we've got
So Alderley Edge take a 2-1 lead in this match. Ollie Harris taking that third 11-9 in 7 minutes, and he leads 2 games to 1.
And this gentleman's looking looking very sweaty. You just won your match. Can you
Interesting
tell us
game
a bit
there.
about
Ronnie
it?
Hudson trying the 3 rallies on, 1 rally off formation, trying to conserve energy and best utilise what he's got. Charlie Harris that put together a consistent performance, give himself a nice lead. Little waver towards the back end of the game, but steadied off, made the most of it, got it eventually.
And you won the league.
Takes a 2-1 lead.
That's right, yes.
Gives Audley Edge a much needed two games here in this final. Now first time they've been up in a tie.
Really well organised, so thank you to everyone at the North West Counties League for organising this. And thank you to all our team who played all season, and also our club secretary for running the team so well.
Congratulations, Spencer. Spencer, everyone from Wilson, well done.
With a 2-1 lead. First time Audley Edge have been up. It's a much needed tie with currently 2 live down to Crew. It's going to need a steady captain's performance from Harris to give his side a chance here in this grand final. Finish there.
Yeah, he's dealt with it pretty well, Harris. He's done just enough to work Hudson in each game. Hasn't sort of given too much away. Moved him around a bit. There. His technique just letting him down a bit on that drop.
Just folding over with the wrist a little bit there, I think. Keeping the open racket face.
Oh, little James Willstrop there.
Not quite the triple, but we got the single. Oh! Just creating a bit of a breeze.
He meant that. He meant that.
Was,
4-3.
Interesting times for Hudson. Good line. Find the corner nicely.
Nice shot, took it early. Cross court, not good enough. keeping himself in touch, Hudson. See if he can put together another run of points like he did in the previous game.
Just a nice hold there on the backhand, quite deceptive. Wrong footing Harris.
Harris just gone a bit wayward, he doesn't need to force things. Just put the ball in good areas. Ooh. Found the space. So a quick run of points for Hudson.
Just what he needed. Oh.
And he needed that one.
Great reach from Harris. Stretching on that forehand. Nice little cross-court stun. Racket face down on the ball, killing it off cross. That 2-point cushion's disappeared for Hudson. Great stretch from Harris.
Yeah, his speed, athleticism is getting him out of trouble on more than one occasion. Couldn't get that one though, a little bit lucky for Hudson.
Harris just needs to keep his composure here.
Yeah, he's getting away with some erratic squash at times because he does have the speed. Another winner for Hudson. He gives himself 2 game balls.
Edgy shots here from Harris, just losing his weight a little bit. Found it there though. Search.
Yeah, he put a good rally together just when he needed it.
Huge point here. From Harris, scratch from Hudson.
Oh, clever little shot. Love it. Fades in the little drop.
Great skill there from the front of the court. Getting the racket around the ball.
Oh.
He knew it was coming, he must have knew it was coming. Number that Hudson's gone for off serve.
Another game ball for Hudson. Again, the cross court letting him down, nicely put away. Oh, was that up?
I think that was good. Hudson querying.
I think that might have been in the tin. Well, it doesn't matter. It is match ball for Harris, and he takes it first time. So Alderley Edge, pull one back. Keep this match alive.
One time, please, for Ollie Hudson.
So Ollie Harris for Alderley Edge takes the match 3-1, 10-12, 11-6, 11-9, 13-11.
Well done, Ollie Harris.
He's talking to Jenny Dunkar.
Tough game, that always hard coming on when your team's 2-love down, but you pulled out the win for your team.
Yeah, I mean, happy to win. We've played quite a few times this season and seasons previous,
it's been kind of 50-50. Like sometimes I've done 3-love and then he'll do me 3-love the next time. So it's always interesting to see what happens when we play. Obviously, I've got the win for the team, so we're back in it a little bit now.
Did the glass court change anything? You're on a 17-inch tin. I don't know how much you played on that before, but...
Played on glass courts before as a junior. Always found it difficult though, just because it's a one-off thing. So judging the ball from the wall and the bounces and stuff's a little bit tricky, but I think it's the same for both of us, so it's a level playing field, I guess.
And the tin, does that make a big difference?
Don't really notice it, to be honest. I'm kind of more of a hitting hope anyway, so hopefully it goes in, and if not, then it's just not good enough, is it?
Okay, well, it works for you today. Congratulations, Ollie. Right, so Ollie Edge are right back in it. We've got the big match, the number ones are coming up.
Match looks like it could turn here now. That's exactly what Audley Edge needed, was a big performance from their captain, their skipper, Ollie Harris. Showing some fine skill at the front of the court. Some flashes of brilliance, but it's the consistency that he needed to pull through, and he just had enough.
He's very eager to get on court here. Harry Faulkner!
Now leaves the match tantalisingly poised as we head into the number ones.
Okay, so
Ollie Harris winning 3-1
leading this match 2 strings.
So the big match between the number 1 strings coming up next. It's Harry Faulkner for Audley Edge up against Jan van der Herwegen of Crew Vagrants.
For the Crew Vagrants, Jan van der Herwegen. I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly, but that's the best I can do. He's 25 years of age and ranked 112 in the world. He's had a highest ranking of 69, so an extremely good squash player, very high caliber. He was born in Belgium, but actually lives in Birmingham now, where he's coached and trains with Rob Owen. He's the current Belgian national champion this year, and he's also the winner of the Kent Open 2019. He's sponsored by Mantis. Let's hear it for Jan van der Herwegen. And he is up against Harry Faulkner of Audley Edge on his forehand with a nice bright top, very tall player, just 20 years of age, one of England's up-and-coming players, ranked 194 in the world. He's from Grimsby, but lives in Sheffield now and is part of the Nick Matthew Academy, where he works with Nick and Neil Geier in Hampshire. He was the runner-up at the Boston Open last year, and he was also a quarter-finalist at the Grimsby Cleethorpes Open last year and the Sutton Coldfield Open. He's sponsored by Caracal, and I'm sure he's looking forward to showing off what he can do on this court. So please welcome Harry Faulkner. Your referee for this match will be Steve Eccles. Okay, half-time in the knock-up, and I'd like to introduce Captain Sean Carey, part of the Division 4 winning team of South Shore. Congratulations, Captain.
Yeah, thanks, very good. It's been a really tough effort there, and the number 1 seed's absolutely gripping match, really good match.
What happened in that?
Well, our number 1 was 2 down, so 2 down to love, and he come back in 15-13 in the 5th. So an absolute gripping match in Div 4.
So does that mean you're now promoted to Division 3? Did you win the league as well as the grand final?
Yeah, we actually haven't lost a match all season. Our number 1, actually, that's the first 2 games he's lost all season. So yeah, we'll be promoted down to Div 3 now. A bit more tough next year, I think.
Ready for the battle though?
Oh, always ready for a battle. Always ready for a battle.
Good stuff, fighting tour. Well, congratulations.
So the number 1 strings coming up. It is 2-1 in matches to the Crew Vagrants. So Harry Faulkner needs a win here for Alder Liège. Harry Faulkner is world ranked 194 presently, just 20 years old. He was the runner-up at the Boston Open last year, quarter-finalist at the Grimsby and Cleethorpes Open, and quarter-final at Sutton Coldfield Open. He's originally from Grimsby, lives in Sheffield. He's coached by Nick Matthew and Neil Gyrey over in Sheffield. He's in the dark orange. And he's up against the Belgian, Jan van der Herrewegen. He's a Belgian international, currently ranked 112. He's been as high as 69, though, in the past. Lives in Birmingham, coached by Rob Owen. So on paper, the Belgian should win this one, but you think it's going to be quite close, Josh?
Yeah, as we were looking through the tie, we thought this could turn into quite a close encounter. Harry definitely on the rise, playing some good stuff late. Just trying to put that together on PSA, but he's had some good league performances. We've got some updates, Vanessa, from around the outside courts. So Division 5 was won by Woolston. They've taken that shield. Division 4, South Shore were the winners. We've currently got some really close encounters on Division 3 and Division 2 finals going on. Division 3 is poised 2-1 to Northern Crosby, with Northern Manchester currently up in the tie on, so that could look to go to 2-all. And next door, as we thought, it was going very close between Rochdale and Hyde. 2-1 when I last checked. 2-all though in the tie that was on. Looking at the sweaty bodies outside, it looks like that might have finished, but sounds of it, Rochdale have taken it. Gaz Evans taking it, 3-2. Known for his 5-setters, Vanessa. 5-setters in his interesting non-playing hand. It's always an entertaining watch. All sorts of different angles created by that left hand. Not just our seniors, Vanessa, we've got our Junior Cup playing off here tomorrow as well, just before the play, so good to see the youngsters getting on the court as well.
Oh good, just before semis.
Yeah. Some of them have been bag carriers from the Manchester Squash Academy in the Northern across the week, providing the juniors to try and carry the bags, but sounds of them, some of them aren't quite big enough to, to manage it.
Well, steady start to this first game for both players. Both full-time professionals. The Belgian player is a Belgian national champion. He won the nationals this year, also won the Kent Open, so he's been in good form. Didn't quite get hold of that one.
use his reach well across the middle of the court, Harry. He's got a really wide wingspan.
Yeah, he's tall, isn't he? Long-legged, tall.
Be interested to see if he can get into Jan there, because Jan's renowned for sort of moving the ball around, using the court, make his opponent sort of work quite hard. Not
Bit
always
more experienced, obviously, as well.
Yeah, not always the severest of hitter, but does utilise some clever angles. It's quite a nice contrast of two players, really.
Worked the drop in nicely there.
Jan based himself in Birmingham, coached by Rob Owen. He's also, I think, doing a PhD at the moment. Very clever boy, studying at University of Birmingham.
That's incredible.
He was telling me that he just tends to do some projects in the summer for various different car manufacturers, normally with various different devices. Maybe not want to leave your car lying around an area. I think you can get into pretty much most locks. Interesting call there. I did think the racket was quite high and the ball was low, but I thought that would at least be a let, if not a stroke.
Nice lift there from Faulkner.
Oh.
Nicely played. Just held it long enough, forcing Hervé to stop his movement, and then had to recover. Couldn't quite get there.
A solid opening game, neither player quite getting enough to be on top. Just what the crowd wanted, really, after a couple of one-sided affairs, the earlier ties here in this grand final.
Yeah, it's been good quality this first game. Impressed with Faulkner. He's picked his moments well to go in short. Quite patient as well at times. It's been accurate.
Oh, beautiful width and depth on the cross. Just catching the neck.
Oh. He went for it. So the three-wall boast allows the Belgian to draw level. Oh, costly error. Game ball to Faulkner.
looking to find his way to get a decision there, but it's definitely not coming. Oh,
Clever, that won't be a let. Went the wrong way. So first blood to Alderley Edge. Harry Faulkner taking that first game in 10 minutes, 11-9, and he leads 1 game to love.
just what the crowd wanted, a really toughly fought, tight first game. Neither player truly on top, both staying with each other for the duration. Xian moving the ball around nicely, both players trying to build the rallies, constructing, finding the length, getting used to this glass court environment. Both more familiar than our previous players on the glass. It was Harry that had enough to nudge the first game, that 1 game to love lead. See the response from Oregon. Tight first game, just having enough. Solid squash displayed.
Quick lead in the second for Faulkner. Little slide into the front of the court there. Both players hitting some really nice lines down the backhand side, constructing rallies. Really does take a good ball on this glass court. It does, yeah, it's a nice, looks like a nice court, very true. Not too dead, but also takes the shot well.
On the run here. did a lot of work.
Very good ball control from Falconer. So wayward cross court. And he knew it. Oh, nice.
It's a great follow-up to the fade hit before. Stretching Faulkner out. Oh. Well to recover here, and he was stretched, but stuck in the tin the rally, got himself into a winning position, but didn't quite have the finish.
And now 5-6.
Fulton just needs to stay steady here in this second game, keep that lead. Opportunity to set his team up for a gripping finish here to our grand final. Nicely weighted bows from Jan. Just fading off enough. Just getting a little bit edgy.
Yeah, he's just lost his way a little bit with his tactics. He's playing from a really good base at the start of this game. Needs to just re-establish that. Been a good spell though from the Belgian. Oh, lovely. Didn't read that one.
This is a bit more characteristic squash from Jan, just moving the ball around quite a bit, using all the corners, stretching out Faulkner a little bit more. With it, it's taken away the control of the middle that Faulkner will be looking to have.
Well, he's completely wrong-footed him again there. Takes a 2-point lead. Yeah, the Belgian was trying to cover the cross-court. Was taken straight back into the same corner. Clever shot.
Standing on his shot there.
And down to 9-7.
Nice line.
Yeah,
The volley.
Good combination there. Squeeze the weak shot, and then lovely technique on that volley drop.
Just feel an injection of pace from Faulkner might work quite well for him in this back end of the second game. The pace has gone up a little bit. Just tend to take away some of the options for Jan. Punishes him moving the ball around a little bit.
Well, Falconer just feeling like there's not enough effort there from Jan.
I think that's fair. He's not quite cleared enough to give a line, has he?
Yeah, the ball's not, didn't really stay tight either. Wasn't a winning shot. Nice. So, chance for Crewe to draw level.
Sharp. Great fade across. Saves one game ball.
So Falconer forces the stroke and a tie break. Oh, nice and tight. So another game ball for Van der Heddewege. There's the stroke forced by the three-wall bow. Second time he's done that. So Van der Heddewege wins the second game and draws level, taking it 12-10. 1-1.
It's another close game, this second game. As Jan started to get into it, started to move the ball around a little bit more, find some of his spaces. Make Harry do a bit more work. Just started to take away some of the options that Harry showed from the middle of the court in the previous first game. And with it, he just edged the lead, winning eventually in the tie break. But certainly just sort of starting to set up as a really tight tie here. Makes for an interesting third game.
Seconds.
So we're back, 1-1. Jan levelling it up. Just like to show some of the squash that we know he can play. Some great counter there from Harry. Breaking the angle off it. Be interested to see if he can impose himself a little bit more, Faulkner, in this third game.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him so far, just maybe a slight lapse in concentration in that second. Not taking anything away from Van der Heddewege, who put a really good spell of squash together. But if he's allowed too much time on the ball, the Belgian, then his game's very effective. As you said, Falconer needs to impose himself around the middle of the court, get the pace of the game up.
Nice trickle. Just catching Herrewagen. Just a little bit of a heavy lift. Slightly off balance there at the front of the court. It's the shovel, forehand shovel out the back. Nice finish there from Jan.
Tell you what, shaping up this match to go all the way, isn't it, really?
Yeah, we certainly needed it on this grand final. Some really good matches on the outside courts. Second division has got quite a big crowd following us next door.
Well, keep it interesting if Falconer can get through this. It's a nice bit of pressure on the number 3 strings.
That's what we want to see how Potter of Alderley deals with Jack Turney, through Vagrants.
Well, Belgium just pulling away slightly. Oh.
Oh.
I thought Falconer was charging in for that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great backhand volley.
Wow.
Followed up well.
Tight work on that backhand side. Lovely, great finish.
Certainly can be deadly on that backhand drop, Faulkner.
Yeah, needs to try and create a few more opportunities there. Shot. He's a lovely tactician, Hedevig, and he certainly knows where to put the ball, find the spaces on the court. Doesn't look spectacular, but it's very effective.
He's got very good court nous. Just work it around very well. Beautiful lift. Needs sets up for that backhand straight work that he's been doing so well in this match.
Oh, and again, he's done that 3 times. The 3-wall boast, catching the nick. It's not a lucky shot, I assure you.
all of the court, these two. It's like a bit of a diagonal game, actually, going on between the lifts of the forehands. Switch diagonal now, eh?
Yeah, great rally. Again, Van der Herwegen takes it. Experience maybe just starting to show a little bit. So 5 game balls for Crew.
Oh.
And there's the finish. So Van der Herwegen for Crew, taking the 3rd game, 11-5. Quick 8-minute game, and he leads 2 games to 1.
There is a great special offer on at the moment. A brand new box of Dunlop squash balls.
So it was
if you join
Jan
the
that
PSA
continued
Foundation,
to show what
which
had
PSA's
got him that
charity
second game.
spends a lot of time
Even
getting
more to a
kids involved
greater
in
extent,
sport,
working the ball
in
around
squash.
beautifully around the court.
If you join them, it costs
Showing great court nous,
$24.99, which is pretty
great
much
tactician,
the equivalent of a brand new
working
box
the
of
ball into
balls.
different corners
So
of
you
the
get that
court,
box
really
of balls,
opening
but
up
then your money
space,
goes
stretching
towards
out
getting new kids
his
into
taller
the sport and
opponent,
things
Harry
like
Faulkner.
that. So if you need any new balls,
It's going to
please
take a
make your
response
way
now from
over
Harry.
there in between the matches.
Gonna have to come out
The
strong.
PSA Foundation desk is next to Tom's Coffee. So it's $24.99 to sign up. You get loads of information on what they do, and you can ask more about it over there. So if you need any brand new balls, head over there after the matches. Thanks.
Well, the Crew Vagrants just a game away from the win here in this grand final of Division 1. So Harry Faulkner needs the next 2 games to keep the Alder Liège hopes alive.
It's going to need a response, Vanessa, from Harry. Going to need him to come out strongly. He's a fighter, though. I think we'll get a good start out of him. You got that?
Oh. Conceded. Good to see. And that's a carry. So not the start the Falconer was looking for.
Commentator's curse, Vanessa.
I know.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah. Trying to help him.
Yeah.
Well, Belgium just looking a little bit too steady. Forcing Faulkner to really have to earn every point. He's not giving much away, just putting the ball in really good areas. And again, that 3-wall boast. 4 points, 4 winners. Faulkner just looks to be running out of ideas.
was a better rally from Faulkner. Just elongating the rally, just trying to find his lines again. Just settling into the game. Really needs to do that from slightly earlier on, but the response is now here.
Strength to improve. And down 5-1.
Really has worked the ball in well, Jan. Showed some good options.
Yeah, he's a nice player. I hadn't seen him play before.
Oh,
It's just about to say it's not over yet, but that is not helping Faulkner's cause. And things not looking great for Elderly Edge at the minute.
it's a nice fade across.
2-6.
Well, it's now or never for Harry Faulkner. He's going to have to put a really solid spell of squash together. That's nice.
He's making his way into it. Just a nice solid finish again.
Really frustrated with himself for giving that point away. Can't afford to give away any more freebies. Great shot.
It's a big lead here for Jan.
It is.
Looking like this might head towards Crew.
Yeah, it's a bit too experienced to give away a lead like this.
Most.
How well does he play that shot? Not an outright winner, but as good as. And another error from Faulkner. And that gives Herrewegen 7 match balls. Oh, and there's the error. So the Crew Vagrants take this match, and with that, they take the grand final, winning Division 1.
Harry Faulkner.
We will hear from Jan van Herrewegen. He's talking to Jenny Duncalf.
Jan, you've done it. You've clinched the title for Crew. Congratulations. How are you feeling about that?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, very good. Yeah. I mean, we played all year for it, I guess, with the team. And even though we're not really local club players, we still really enjoy playing with the boys. And yeah, it's a nice culmination of the season, I'd say. Yeah.
And the match today, Harry's a great up-and-coming player. Quite close first 2 games, but then a bit more dominant in the last couple.
Yeah, he's improving very fast. I think I played him last year, and it was 3-1 as well. But now, yeah, he's definitely improving really fast, and it's just good to keep beating these guys.
And yourself, you've been as high as 60s in the world rankings. Are you playing a lot on the PSA Tour at the moment?
Not at the moment, no. I'm trying to finish my studies, which doesn't seem to be as easy as I thought in England. But yeah, hopefully get back to it next year.
And what do you think the celebrations might be like tonight? Any plans?
Turn the cameras off for a bit. No, yeah, it'll be good fun, I think, yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations, well done on Crew. We've still got one more match to go, but for now, congratulations, Jan.
Johnny Dunkoff opting not to pronounce the surname there. Nice
Okay,
interview,
so
very
now
modest
playing
chap,
for
but is
Pride,
actually his
we've got our
PhD
number
that he is
3
completing.
string match
So hasn't been
about
able to train
on.
full time, but
Crew taking the lead, but
makes
I'm
it
sure,
all the more
these
impressive.
guys want to make the most of being on the glass court live on Squash TV, so please keep
So
that
great
support
performance from
coming.
Jan
So
van der
first
Heijden.
up
He
from
clinches
Crew,
it,
please
clinches the
welcome
title for the
Jack
Crew
Turney.
Vagrants. But we will play this match out, so the number 3 string's coming on next.
And the number 3 from Old Liège, Mike Potter.
They're just going to complete their warm-up. That's coming up in a couple of minutes.
Okay, last minute information on these players. I've just had a word in my ear to just let you all know that Jack Turney of Crew is an extremely big fan of cheese. So that's an unknown fact about him, but I'm sure he's happy with that one, courtesy of his teammates. Aside from his love of cheese, he is also a University of Birmingham graduate. He's a Crew legend with 5 wins out of 6 outings this season, so a great season, and he's had an impressive win against the 15-year-old Sam Todd and the Northern Brick Wall Charlie Cowie. He's a recent national club champion with Edgbaston Priory, and his hobbies include squash and friendship. It's very nice, Jack, very nice. And I think he also enjoys a lot of time being an MC in squash, and he's known for building atmosphere, then killing it with terrible jokes straight away. So your teammates are very kind to you with the information they've given me here. He's got a current world ranking of 290. I'm not sure how reliable this information is, but he has an impressive 2 wins recorded in his PSA career so far. So there we have Jack Turney from Crew. Please give him a cheer. He's up against the tall figure of Mike Potter from Old Liège. He's won 13 matches this season, lost only 6. So a very good season for Mike. He's a scrapper from Old Liège, and you can expect 110% from this man. He's had some acclaimed wins so far this season against Ray Burke, Andrew Green and Aaron Keane. And he's undefeated against Crew this season. So let's see if he can carry that on. Let's hear it for Mike Potter. And your referee for this one will be Steve Eccles.
about 3 minutes or something. So if we have a little bit longer. Yeah, but we didn't hear you say half time.
Final match of Mike Potter of the edge to serve, Jack Turney of Crew to receive, best of 5 games.
So the number 3 strings just starting out, and they are playing for pride. Crew Vagrants having already taken the title 3-1, and Mike Potter there for Alderley Edge with the long socks on. He's listed as undefeated against Crew this season. He's got 13 wins versus 6 losses, so a very reliable string for Alderley Edge. 3 of his best wins were against Ray Burke, Andrew Breen and Aaron Keane this season. And for Crew Vagrants, it's Jack Turney. This University of Birmingham graduate is a Crew legend, apparently, having won 5 of his 6 outings this season, one of which was against future superstar from Pontefract, Sam Todd.
Self-proclaimed legend.
So what's the predictions here, Josh?
Well, Potter...
Whoops.
Oh. We needed that tennis ball earlier on in the matches when we had Steve Flanagan's topspin forehand. Mike Potter is a bit of a scrapper, to be honest. He really does make everything of every match I've seen him play. So I think he'll nick a game. I think he'll be a bit outclassed by Jack, but I think he'll take a game just somehow. He'll find a way.
One of those players.
Yeah, he's certainly quite canny. Jack Turney should have too much for him, really, but who knows?
Well, that's a serious level if he's beaten Sam Todd.
Yeah, I did have quite a list of juniors that he's beaten, but lacking some higher ranked wins. But what's interesting is hobbies, Vanessa. I heard Jenny reading out as interests squash and friendship. I mean, it's quite a broad interest.
Friendship. It's not a hobby, really.
No, I think probably a necessity in life, but such a kind guy, clearly.
Does a bit of MCing, I've heard.
Yeah, he does quite a bit. He started out doing PSL at University of Birmingham and has progressed on to British Junior Open and Europeans just gone. Yeah, his MCing has become quite well known in the Birmingham squash circuit, particularly the pretty awful jokes that he tries to slip in. Don't think anyone gets them other than Jack.
I'm looking forward to the interview then, if he gets through this.
I think my favourite introduction he's done was at British Open, actually. He did a whole reference to Star Wars and got the Star Wars intro tune lined up. The only thing was that there was no reason why he was going for the Star Wars.
Just love Star Wars.
Yeah, like...
Well, Star Wars fans tend to be slightly extreme with their adoration of Star Wars, don't they?
The other thing with British Open is that, you know, a lot of those references in English when it's a very international field get completely lost.
True.
He has very much improved. I had the pleasure actually of growing up with Jack playing in Leicestershire county teams. They're always quite fun weekends playing those sides. Quite entertaining.
Some tough rallies in this first game. Yeah, just a little bit of hold. Potter guessing.
Another Robbo player, Jack Senney. You can definitely see it in some of the technical work.
It's a large group of players he's building up.
Most notably, progression of Joel Makin over the recent back half of the season. He's really started to fly up the rankings.
He certainly is. Oh. Didn't quite see what happened there. Did he just get clipped with the racket?
Yeah, I think maybe age just catching up with Potter. He's certainly the elder statesman of these two. Didn't really see a lot go on there.
You have a let for that one?
Yes, let 5-4.
It was a perfect drive, wasn't it? No? Didn't die. Son? You're right.
So if in doubt, just jump up and down and everything will be all right.
Oh, it's bothering him a bit.
6-4.
steadying himself.
Yes, left.
Wow, that is not a let. That is a big fat stroke.
6-4.
No reviews?
No reviews in play, no. Maybe next year, eh? Let's hope that the Manchester Open will grow moving into next year. No plans are underway for Manchester City Council to try and increase the investment. Certainly as a league we'll look to support it next year if we can.
Well, the players have put on a good show, that's for sure, in this final.
Oh. Nice cross-court drop there. Some good work to the front of the court from Potter.
5-6.
Well straightened.
He's got a few deceptive little flicks on the backhand side.
Now, 7-5.
So Turney just pulling away slightly, 3-point cushion in this first game. Nice finish.
Now, 6-8.
So our event isn't finished here for North West Counties. We've got our evening celebration meal to follow and all the awards done at the Etihad Stadium. The pleasure of Malcolm Willstrop, James Willstrop and David Campion as after dinner speakers.
Really?
Yeah, should be entertaining.
He doesn't tell me anything.
There you go. So that's where
Who's
where
looking after the kids?
He said he left that one to you.
No, we're very lucky in that department, Josh. We've got grandparents, or my parents, to help out.
Looking forward to it. Should be a good evening for everyone in the league. Over 150 people all sort of come into the awards, so
nice
finish to a really good league season.
Can you ask them to come over and watch the quarterfinals, please?
Hopefully they'll filter in. They've schedule allows them to potentially come in to watch the first two quarterfinals and then progress across. A few have bought tickets either for those first couple of games or across the course of the week. Certainly seems to have been quite a lot of support from the Northern, particularly when Julianne was playing.
Yeah, we've had some great matches so far, for particularly first and second rounds. Lower ranked players have been giving really good accounts of themselves. So 2 game balls here for Turney. early bounce there on that one. So first game to Jack Turney for Crewe. And he takes it, quite a lengthy game, 13 minutes, 11-8, and he leads 1-0.
So quite a steady first game. Both players find their way into it. Acclimatising to this all-glass court here, National Squash Centre. Some nice little holds as they got into it in the front, particularly on the backhand side. Both players playing some nice shots from there, taking some winners to the front of the court, but also turning some balls off. It's Turney that took it, but we know one thing, and that's that we're going to get 110% from Potter no matter what.
Let's see if the scrapper can do anything in this match. Not sure he was too happy with that description.
No, but
he's kind of living up to it.
He finds a way, and he certainly gets himself into every match he plays. Finds all the nooks and crannies in the court. Jack Turney, the poser, though, was the one that took that first game. Saw him there in the little knock-up in between games. He was certainly posing for that camera and that front backhand side.
Yeah. See if he's got the substance to match the style.
I'm not running to the wall.
Probably do with just trimming that beard a little bit, Jack, actually, if he wants to live up to the name of poser. Great work at the front of the court from Potter. Just manipulating the ball, putting it into some nice spaces.
Yeah, he certainly knows where to put the ball. Technically not quite as sound as Turney, but he's definitely a more astute player. Just not always able to execute.
Oh.
Done again. Nope.
No.
Yeah, loose ball, nicely put away.
Nice hold at the top of the swing. Good tackers.
4-2.
He's annoyed with himself, doesn't like giving 3 points away.
Just catching the side wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure he meant it. It's very effective though.
You got Jack going down the wrong side of him.
Another error from Potter. It's a big lead now for Turney. Nice. Very
Leisure
nice.
centre post with the spin. And the pose at the end, Vanessa, there.
Yeah, definitely.
That was definitely a little pounce.
Do that all the time.
And down. 4-8.
Oh, dodgy bounce. Turney well executing the flop. Ah.
5-8.
Ah. Good width there from Turney. Found a very wide angle to match where Potter was. Centre post.
Well, that tin.
Just clipped.
Sorry, Josh. That's giving Turney 5 game balls to take a 2-love lead. Potter looking slightly worse for wear.
Yeah, it's not a flattering angle. the angle from the back of the court. A lot more flattering in between games when he sat down. Oh. Nicely executing a couple of pirouettes.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. So Crew taking that second game in style with that lift.
Winner, I'd like to introduce Simon Stewart of Manchester Northern, who just won the Division 3 category.
So it's Jack Turney there again, building a nice lead and then just playing with his opponent a little bit in that second game.
Yeah, it was a close battle all the way.
Find some nice shots, certainly trying to get a few poses in there. Some nice holds, some flicks.
2-1 up and then lost 3-2, so I went down to 1-all, and then we lost the next rubber 2-1 down. Number 1 had a great performance, 1-2-love, brought back 2-all. So
gives Crew the 2-love lead here in this dead rubber. Just see what Potter does here. Nothing to play for. Certainly have a bit of fun and go for some shots. Turney we know will go for a couple of shots, a few holds, flicks, make the most of it. Enjoy the moment.
Great result, very good.
Savour the victory.
Well. It's been a good season, has it, all year?
Yeah, it's been a great season. We've been wanting to push up to second division for a while and never quite managed it the last couple of seasons. So this season we were really focused and ended up winning the division by about 80 points, so only lost once. So yeah, we all really played really well all season. So
congrats. I don't want to cut you off, but we've got a player right behind you. So congratulations, Simon Stewart. And Jack, going on for the third game.
Lead, 2 games to love. The ball.
2-love lead for Turney. Asking questions of Potter here.
And now, 1-love.
Certainly not a clean hit, that one. Find its way into the floor. That was a lot more clean though. Nice line hit from Potter. Nicely set. Finding a good line, good weight of ball into the back of the court. That's what he needs. Good drop from the poser. That's it. There's the camera shot.
Yeah, Potter struggling a little bit to follow up.
That's been a good story for Crewe today. You know, they just snuck into the playoff places to get into the semi-finals, and probably the least favourite team coming into the playoffs, into the 2 semi-finals, and came through an away semi-final win, and overturning a higher seed here in the final. Does say a really nice story for all the teams in the league. You know, across the course of the league, we've had a lot of wins in the middle part of the table. There's a lot of teams of a similar level, which has created some really good ties for all the teams involved, both in terms of matches and the crowds that we get week in, week out. Crewe do tend to have a really good bunch of supporters away one of the further stretches in the league to go down to Crewe, but you know you're always going to get a good crowd there.
Well, let's see if Potter can take advantage of this slight lead. Slowly disappearing though.
Beautiful drop.
That is a lovely drop.
Beautiful open racket face, Vanessa.
Well balanced. Was able to get the body weight moving into the shot. Very nice. And again. So we're back level.
Both players being very patient down this backhand wall, waiting for the chance. Even if it does come, not wanting to take it.
Well, he's not giving up, that's for sure. Potter wants to try and grind this out. Playing for pride. He got it.
One of the more longer rallies of this match. Both players executing a moderate pace very well. An eventual loose ball, giving Potter the chance. Little fist bump. Might be a dead rubber, but it's not a dead rubber to Potter.
Oh, nice.
Great hands there.
Yeah, quick hands.
He got the head flick in there. You see, we've got the pose still. Still got the pose in there.
And again.
8-7.
Good old head fake. He actually does it a little bit on every shot.
Just get the hair, just wipe the hair across the
More of
a bit of flick.
Sort of a twitch rather than a full hit. Tight.
Now, 8-4.
Potter making him work hard for this win.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. That's quick. And the slight hold from Potter did the damage. Well done. He goes to 9-8. Great retrieving there, though, from Turney.
Really showing a turn of pace.
Oh.
And now, 9-4.
Certainly getting every bit out of this third game. Neck and neck. 9-all, 9 apiece. Good holds from Turney. Work from Turney. Cracking rally there. Certainly has wounded Potter. Looks tired there.
So match ball to Turney to close out this grand final.
I'm expecting a glamour winner here, Vanessa.
Or at least a good head fake. Oh, well, he had the chance for the big finish.
And now, 10-all. Players in mid-line, 2 points.
Beautiful boast.
Oh, got it. Yeah, it's too good. Match ball again.
Oh, just send a boast.
How did he do that? Absolute last legs here, Potter.
I think that was the socks that got that one back. Certainly putting work into Potter.
Ooh, it's painful, painful stuff. Absolutely gut-wrenching. So third match ball for Turney.
Good stretch.
Oh, squeezes it with a backball boast. So Turney taking the match. 3-love, despite some valiant efforts from Potter. For Elderly Edge, but it's Crew Vagrants that win this grand final of Division 1. Turney winning that match, 3-love, 13-11 in the third.
Well done, nice 3-love win, but definitely wasn't easy, especially that third.
Yeah, I had me all over the place, to be honest, back the post and everything. But I felt like
I don't know, trying to be a bit smooth in the movement, but probably didn't look like that, did it? No, probably not. But yeah, I thought he played really well, and I just have to get through it through love.
And a fairly convincing win in the end, 4-1 to Crewe. Good day's work.
Yeah, not too bad, quite efficient. I just want to thank the boys really, because like they've been class all season. I want to thank Mr. Muscle. I want to thank Swift Bulk in the corner, Bulky Swift, Pascal, and Cheese. Cheese as well, yeah, big cheese.
Okay, well, we're going to ask your victorious teammates to join you on court here for another little quick chat. Come on then, Crewe Vagrants, you've just won the title. Let's welcome you onto court. The actual trophy presentation will be done later across the road at Etihad. But if you'd just like to join me, if you'll come close, we'll have a quick chat with you first, Ollie. Captain of the team, you must be proud of your teammates.
Yeah, it's good to win the first division. First time for us, so yeah.
Well done, and I did give you a bit of a head start because I didn't want to put you on the spot, but have you thought of a man of the match today?
Oh,
tough to pick.
Yeah. Bradley boy. I was going to give it to Jan, our Belgium star, yeah. Turns up, played quite a few games for us, so yeah, played well today.
Yeah, well done, Jan. Any words on that, man of the match?
It's too big an honour really for me. I'd like to dedicate my win to Bradley boy.
Bradley, but you seem to be the popular man of the match as well. Okay, well, congratulations, guys. You will get your trophy later. Do you want to have a quick picture here? Just a quick thanks to the sponsors again, CR Solutions, GSK, Squash Skills, and the Division 1 sponsors 305 Squash.
Well done to the Crewe Vagrants who win Division 1 through North West County's Grand Final, and well done to all the other division winners throughout today.
Well done, boys. Good win.
But that's not it for squash. We will be back at 5 o'clock for the Manchester Open quarter-finals, some cracking quarter-finals to look forward to, so join us then.
So with regards to that, if anyone's parked in the car park nearest to the National Centre, if I could ask you to move to the blue car park, because there's a risk you might get towed if you leave your car in this car park, so it has to be cleared for the PSA matches tonight. So if you move your cars, or hopefully you're walking so you can have a few bevoirs at your party, it's just across the road. Head to the south stand, and it's the 9320 bar at the Etihad Stadium. So I hope you have a great night, enjoy yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed the squash here today. Thanks a lot.
Fifth place,